Hey guys, we are SwarmAid, and we aim to feed communities and reduce food waste with swarm intelligence. Now, the main problem in the world is that there's 1.3 billion tons of food wasted annually. This leads to up to $930 billion of economic losses a year. But it's not just economic losses. Over 8% of annual greenhouse gas emissions are from food waste. Now, there is already programs out there that aim to reduce food waste, such as food donation programs. But these programs have lots of inefficiencies, including lack of real-time coordination between suppliers and demand centers, as well as a reliance on manual processes that leads to delays and mismatches. What we need is a way to automate the inventory coordination and reduce the user effort needed. This is where our solution comes in. SwarmAid is an innovative platform that uses OpenAI's Swarm multi-agent orchestration that connects suppliers with surplus food to demand centers in real time. Users can simply say what they have, and our intelligent agents will do all the heavy lifting for you and output simple steps for organizers to follow. Let's run you through a quick use case about how users use our product. Let's say you're a supply center and you have additional food. You will simply say, hey, I am this store and I have this amount of extra food. Our agents will automatically parse your language and input your extra food items into our database. Now, when a demand center comes up and says, hey, we need this food, our AI agents will automatically go into our database and find the closest supply centers to your location or to the demand center's location. And finally, we output the efficient routes that the demand centers can use to grab their food. And this is what sets us apart, is that we really have this lightweight and scalable modular architecture. Both supply centers and demand centers can basically modify the network to their advantage. For example, a supply center can set up an automatic tracking tool that basically notifies the network anytime a food item is close to expiration. Our autonomous AI swarms means that there's no human interface needed, and all the heavy lifting is done through our AI swarms. And finally, it's cloud-based, which means that this can be deployed anywhere in the world that has an internet connection. The benefits of this is that we can significantly reduce food waste while minimizing user effort. And this efficient redistribution also addresses the hunger issues and homeless issues and basically lack of food issues around the world. And finally, like we said, 8% of global greenhouse gas emissions is from food waste. And by reducing food waste, we can also reduce the environmental impact through reduced emissions. Next, let's move on to our demo.
So now we're going to present to you our app, SwarmAid. So first, we're going to take a look at the supplier and recipient dashboard and then transition over to our admin dashboard. So over here, we have a chatbot. And let's pretend that as a supplier, we want to announce that we publicly have more food to offer to our community. We're going to go down here and we'll say that as a market, let's go ahead and check out all of our market names. As the Redford Fish and Seafood Market, we want to offer more of our squid. So has more squid. I'll go ahead and send this to our chatbot where it'll do the processing and then publicly announce that we have more of our food, of our squid under the seafood category. So now let's go ahead and just make absolutely sure that we have the correct order down now. We'll just reload the page real quick. And notice that it now has an extra order of squid. So now we'll head back and let's assume the persona now of the recipient. So I'll go ahead and reload this page and let's go ahead and pick out a random community kitchen that I want to support. So let's say I am the soup kitchen right over here. So I'll copy that name right over here and say that as the soup kitchen, I want more access to seafood. So needs more seafood. We'll hit enter, and then our chatbot agents will focus on wiring the closest transfer from the closest supplier to our soup kitchen that has the most cost-efficient path. And now on the right side, we can see our notifications. Our agent then sends out notifications to both the supplier and the recipient, giving them instructions on how to complete this transfer. So now we'll go ahead and head over to the admin dashboard and see the updated request. We now see that there's an added transfer that comes from the seafood market to the soup kitchen and pantry. And we'll go ahead and click on this transfer to see that direct path from between those supplier and recipient. So now that we've clicked on it, we see a direct and the most cost-efficient path from the point supplier to the recipient. And on the top right, we'll notice a lot of combined statistics for administrators to see that gauges their overall weekly savings in food in total. So to conclude, our app does all the heavy lifting, our agents do the heavy lifting for suppliers so they can focus on meeting the needs of our local community. Thank you.